All right, absolutely pathetic performance by the Seahawks, dropping this one to the Rams, 30-13, looking like a team that is undisciplined. That is one of those teams that is not composed. That is reaching. That has a terrible defense. That did not address the defense the way they should have in the offseason. That did not draft the way they should have during the offseason. Things are unraveling already, and Pete Carroll has a lot to explain because he was supposed to fix things during this offseason. They were supposed to leverage that great draft capital into results. And instead, what did they get? Witherspoon not playing. That fifth overall pick, the highest pick they've had in a while. JSN doing nothing. He's essentially their third receiver, but Geno didn't get him the ball. They lose their top two tackles from last year, Charles Cross and Abe Lucas. And they're looking horrible. This is a team that they should have beat easily. This was supposed to be a guaranteed win for this team. The Rams, without Cooper Kupp, that traded Jalen Ramsey, that just have Aaron Donald, but just focus on blocking Aaron Donald. And he got a sack today towards the end of the game. We'll break it down by position group here. I mean, we'll start with the Seahawks offense. Started off okay. Geno Smith looked okay, connecting with DK, and then Lockett got injured a little bit later in the game. They had a trick play where they should have found Jake Bobo, but Geno Smith, I don't know what the hell he's looking at. Couldn't find him. Put up one touchdown the entire game. That was thanks to DK. Nice kind of move to get open there for a touchdown. And that's all that they could muster on offense. Even Jason Myers missed the field goal, went 2 for 3 on field goals, only put up 13 points this game. The run game, Kenneth Walker could barely get anything started. What did he do today? 12 rushes for 64 yards. Didn't get him the ball enough. Zach Charbonnet, another first-round pick, 3 rushes for 11 yards. Not going to get it done. Geno Smith, 1 rush for 6 yards. Not going to get it done. His stat line, Geno Smith's stat line, 16 for 26, 112 yards, and a touchdown. This is a guy that doesn't take chances. He didn't take chances today, and he was terrible. Got sacked a bunch of times. And let's see the receivers. DK, 3 catches, 47 yards, and a touchdown. And then the second most yards was by Will Dissly with 17. 17 yards was the second most for a receiver in this game. And then everyone else was kind of terrible. DJ Dallas, 14 yards. JSN, 13 yards. Tyler Lockett, 2 catches for 10 yards. They were giving him oxygen. He looked like he was injured. I don't know what the hell happened. I mean, this was an embarrassing game. The Rams, I mean, this is a team where Sean McVay was talking about retirement. Aaron Donald was talking about retirement. Cooper Kupp's not playing. I mean, this is a team doesn't have Robert Woods anymore. Van Jefferson didn't do anything in this game. I mean, what a pathetic performance. And we'll talk about the Rams offense here because of what they did to the pathetic Seahawks defense. Matt Stafford looking like he's in his prime still here. 24 for 38, 334 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, but didn't need to because the rushers scored 3 touchdowns. And by the way, the rushers in this game were Kyron Williams and the corpse of Cam Akers. Cam Akers, by the way, 22 rushes for 29 yards and a touchdown. But Kyron Williams, 15 rushes for 52 yards and 2 touchdowns, so they couldn't stop him when they needed to. Couldn't stop. They allowed 3 rushing touchdowns. But the most egregious thing about this game, Tutu Atwell on the Rams, 6 catches, 119 yards. Puka Nacua, if you know about University of Washington, he was a guy that was there for a while and then went to BYU, but an unheralded guy. 10 catches, 119 yards. They couldn't stop him. If you were watching the NorbCam live, that's number 17. That's the guy they couldn't stop. Absolutely pathetic. Tyler Higbee, 3 catches, 49 yards. Van Jefferson, 4 catches, 24 yards. Did nothing. What happened to this vaunted Seattle defensive back room that was supposed to put strength on strength with Devin Witherspoon, drafting Devin Witherspoon with the fifth or sixth overall pick? Absolutely horrible, embarrassing. I mean, if you pass up Jalen Carter like that, I mean, you have to know what you're doing. And this guy, whether it's the trainers or the physical fitness people on the Seahawks, to not make sure that this guy is in peak performance, peak position. I mean, they even waited to sign him for so long. He wasn't even signed to the team for so long, and then he got injured. And to not, make sure that everything goes okay with D. Eskridge. Even, I mean, get your people on that. I mean, this is a guy also is suspended for, I think, the first 6 games of the season. I mean, this franchise. Is this the season that they start to fall apart? I mean, Matt Stafford 3 rushes for 11 years, but I mean, allowing 16 catches and 240 yards between Tutu Atwell and Puka Nakua. I mean, what are you doing? Like, hang up your cleats after doing that. What Trey Brown was horrible. We're finally discovering that Trey Brown is just, he should basically just be playing linebacker because all he can do is hit. He can't cover. Michael Jackson, he's good on special teams, but maybe just keep him on special teams because I think he either blocked the punt or blocked the kick or started returning the kick. But just keep him on special teams. If he's not going to do anything as a defensive back, put him on special teams and keep him there. Kobe Bryant, what Kobe Bryant do? 7 tackles, but no pass. There's only one pass defense this entire game. Julian Love. That's it. Your safety, your new safety, who got 7 tackles. Man, this is horrible. I mean, these guys did nothing. Even Tariq Woolen, he had a pass breakup. But I think Trey Brown was on the other side of the field committing a foul, so that resulted in nothing. Defensive backs, pathetic. This was supposed to be your strength. Absolutely pathetic. Got to get it together. Bobby Wagner, only 9 tackles, 9 solo tackles, had a tackle for loss. I mean, it's really pathetic. This guy comes back to your team after almost retiring, and automatically he's the best defender on your team again. Like, you're supposed to build around your defense was horrible last year. You're supposed to build around them, and you allow 3 rushing touchdowns and you allow 240 yards to Tutu Atwell and Puka Nakua. Who knows these guys? Who drafted these guys in their fantasy draft? Nobody. These are nobodies. I mean, and you're playing at home, a season opener. I mean, where you're supposed to have an amazing home crowd and you put up that kind of performance. Like I mentioned before, the Rams defense, Aaron Donald got a sack here. It says half a sack. Ernest Jones, 3 tackles for loss. I mean, how many QB hits did they have? 7 QB hits. What a pathetic offensive line by the Seahawks. Their performance today. What else? Allowed 2 sacks and lost this game 30-13. Michael Dixon kicked the ball well, but special teams couldn't cover for him. How many times? I mean, those 2 touchbacks. Was there an opportunity for the special teams to land the ball inside the 5, and they just couldn't do it? They didn't have the heart. I mean, horrible preparation by Pete Carroll and Clint Hurt. I mentioned him in the offseason. Why are you just hiring yes men, Pete Carroll? I mean, if you're going to continue to do this, then you got to go. Either you got to bring somebody in there that is the most fit for the job, or you got to go. You can't just keep hiring yes men like that. It's not going to work. You can't just keep consolidating power in this way so that you don't feel threatened for your job at the expense of your team. Clint Hurt is not a defensive coordinator. He's a position coach. You can't keep doing this. Awful. 30-13 to the Rams. Pathetic performance. Where do they go from here? They got to play the Lions next week. Lions are going to be on 10 days rest. Seahawks on 7 days after a pathetic game, losing to the Rams, a team that they easily should have won. They're going to have much more difficult games than this without Cooper Kupp. Did I mention that? The Rams don't have Cooper Kupp. The Rams don't have Jalen Ramsey. The Rams don't have Von Miller anymore. or Odell Beckham. They have Tutu Atwell and Puka Nakua and Kyron Williams. That's their offense. That's the team that put up 30 points on you guys. Embarrassing. 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 Geno Smith just taking sacks all day, not making plays, not giving the ball to Kenneth Walker enough. The guy had 5.3 yards per carry. Just give him the ball more. I mean, forget if Geno's not going to do anything, just give it to Kenneth Walker all game. Zach Charbonnet, 3 for 11. I mean, but the worst part of this game, if you're a Seahawks supporter, is towards the end of the game, they just committed penalty after penalty after penalty, a DK taunting penalty, an encroachment, and offsides, and they were just, when you see a team that is just like absolutely pathetic, that you see that is going to go like 1-17 or 1-16, just undisciplined, and they're going to fall apart, and you haven't seen that from the Seahawks under Pete Carroll, but you saw it today. You saw it today. The stuff that you see from, like a terrible Browns team that goes winless, that you might see from the Cardinals this year, from those all-time bad teams, where you see from a lot of Washington Redskins teams of the past, the teams that are just, players with big names, and they get frustrated and they start committing penalties, and it just like low class stuff. That's what we saw from the Seahawks today. Really, really bad. Nothing to be encouraged about, maybe other than giving the ball to Kenneth Walker more. But when you lose two of your top tackles that were high draft picks for you last year, and if they're not back and you got to go with Jay Curhan and Stone Forsythe the rest of the year, I mean, good luck. Good luck. And if you lose Tyler Lockett as well, good luck. And if you can't find a way to bring D. Eskridge back and utilize him as a top pick for you guys, then bring in better scouts. Or if you're not listening to your scouts, John Schneider and Pete Carroll, then why are they there? Then why are they there? You're going to keep getting cute in the first round like this, and in your draft, it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. And if you keep doing this, then maybe it's going to take losing for you to realize it, or maybe for the owner to realize it and kick y'all out. That's it. That's all I have to say about this. It's not looking good for the Seahawks. If you're a Seahawks supporter, it's not looking good. And Pete Carroll might be a big reason for it. Pete Carroll might be a big reason for it. We've known him to have success in the past, but he doesn't bring in people that challenge him, even if they are merited to be in that position. So Clint Hurt, terrible defensive coordinator, as we saw, allowing 30 points today to a Rams team that had no business winning. Shorthanded. So we'll see what happens next week. But anyway, disgusting performance. They need to clean everything up in practice and take a hard, if you're Pete Carroll, you got to take a hard look in the mirror. So that's it. Until next week. Bye.